Good morning, students. Welcome back to the live session on current affairs. My name is Tariq Hassan and I'll be taking a class here for current affairs review of the month of August and September. I'll be taking some of the most important questions from the past few weeks, and I'll be doing further classes on current affairs also in the weeks to follow, in which we'll be doing every concept, every type, every question from science and technology, economics, business and finance, government affairs, international and national affairs, sports, and I'll be covering the entire range of questions that can come from current affairs in your examination. So if you are an aspiring student in any of the examination which is based on aptitude, where you have whether it be examination for banking, IBPS, mains will have questions from current affairs, or if you have any government examination, defense examination like FCAT, or law examination like CLAT, or other MBA exams like SNAP, where questions come from current affairs. You will find these classes extremely useful, and the question that I select for you after going through a lot of details, and I based on my experience of the last 14 years for competitive examinations, I select the best questions for you, which have a very high probability of coming in your examination. So the way this classes will be going on, the live sessions, is that there will be a question on the screen with 4 answer options, and you will find out what is the right answer for a given question. When you are coming for the live session, as I told you in the previous session also, that you must treat this as an offline classroom class, where you actually sit down in front of a teacher and you attend the class. The same way you should be approaching these live sessions also for maximum utility of the classes. Whenever you come, you have the beforehand on the app, you get notification on when the live class will be. So keep your slot free and be ready for the class. Keep a notebook and a pen handy with you, and when the questions comes on the screen, you participate in the class. You look at the question and you post your answer in the comment section, and note down the things that you're not familiar with, so that you can use it for revising for your examination. In today's class, I'll be discussing 18 questions with you, and all of these are very important questions that you will see in your examination. I can tell that with confidence. Let's look at the first question here. What is the name of the hurricane that has caused large-scale damage in the Bahamas? So the island nation Bahamas, we have a hurricane there which had caused severe damage. There are 4 answer options on the screen. What is the name of the hurricane? Is it Dorian? Is it Camel? Is it David? Or is the answer none of these? What is the name of the hurricane that has ravaged the island nation of the Bahamas? Now the right answer, students, if you are not already familiar with, is A, Dorian. So take down this note here, the name of the hurricane. Questions from names of hurricanes and typhoons have come repeatedly in exams before, so you should be familiar with these concepts. Okay, all right, question number 1 is done. Let's move on to question number 2. First, I'll give you some time to read and answer the question, and then you can post the answer in the comment section. Let's move on to question number 2 here. Very important question, and you know, the entire event of Chandrayaan-2 had completely captured the imagination of our entire country, and people were following it very closely, and we're all proud of the achievements of ISRO in this entire mission. So since it has been in the limelight from the past few weeks, questions from this mission and things related to this mission are very important for you. So here we have the first question from the current entire events surrounding the landing on the moon that was supposed to happen. Although ISRO lost communication in the last 2.1 kilometers when the lander was supposed to make a soft landing on the surface of the moon. So here's the question: what is the name of the rover of Chandrayaan-2? Now, is it Vikram, is it Pragyan, is it Vikrant, or Sangyan? Note on the question, and if you know the answer for the question, you can post the answer in the comment section. Write your answer, type the entire answer, don't write just A, B, C, or D. Because sometimes when you're posting answers in the form of A, B, C, D, and then you're posting answers regularly, I don't know for which question you have posted what answer. Or you can post your answer in the form of 2 and then A, B, C, D. So I know that the answer for question number 2 you have posted as A, B, C, or D. Anyhow, the right answer for this question, student, is Pragyan. The name of the rover that was inside the lander. So the lunar mission Chandrayaan-2 had 3 components. One was the orbiter. The Chandrayaan-2 itself is the orbiter. Housed inside Chandrayaan-2 was the lander. The name of the lander is Vikram. You should know the name of the lander. Name of the lander is Vikram, and the name has been given in honor of Vikram Sarabhai, one of the founders of ISRO. And inside the lander, so the lander was supposed to detach from Chandrayaan-2 and then make a soft landing on the moon, the lunar south pole. On making successful soft landing, inside the lander was housed the rover, which is supposed to be controlled from ISRO office, the ISRO headquarters in India, in Bangalore, and then remotely operated. This rover would go and give us information about important things like presence of water and other important minerals on the surface of the moon. So the lander is Vikram, the rover is Pragyan, and the orbiter itself is the Chandrayaan-2. Okay, so answer very important question, this one. Let's move on to the next question, number 3 here. Who is the current chairman of ISRO? Now his name was there on every newspaper, on social media. So if you have missed out, that means you have missed out an important piece of information. And one question, although when this question comes in the examination, would consider it as an easy to average question because of the popularity that this has got in the media. But always in exams, some questions are there that are supposed to be known by everyone. So what is the answer? Who is the current chairman of ISRO? You must have seen his image on newspaper, front page, on television channels when ISRO lost communication with the Vikram lander, and he was dejected and he was almost into tears. Our Prime Minister Modi ji consoled him and pacified him and encouraged him to continue working hard towards future missions and not to lose heart. So his picture was there on every newspaper, in different news channels, social media, everywhere, on Twitter and Facebook. People were talking about him. So you should be knowing about him. And if you don't know, please note it down. His name is Dr. Kailash Vadivu Sivan. Dr. K. Sivan, Kailasa Vadivu Sivan. That's the name. So I have two answer options given to you deliberately here. One is Dr. Krishna Dev Sivan. That's not right. Some fictional name I put in there for you. The right answer is C. Dr. Kailasa Vadivu Sivan, Dr. K. Sivan, the current chairman of ISRO. Now this was question number 3. Let's move on to question number 4. Where is the headquarters of ISRO? Just now I told you the ISRO headquarters is in Bangalore. You should be familiar with this because Prime Minister Modi ji travelled all the way to Bangalore to be at the headquarters of ISRO at the wee hours, the early hours on the 7th of September to witness, along with the people of ISRO, the scientists at ISRO, and particularly Dr. K. Sivan, this historical occasion when India was supposed to have a soft landing on the lunar south pole, and on successful completion of this soft landing, India would have become the only 4th country in the world to have a soft landing on the moon. America, Russia and China being the other 3 countries. So it was a historic occasion for India, and that's why Prime Minister Modi ji was there at the ISRO headquarters in Bangalore. Unfortunately, the event did not go as planned, and at the last minute ISRO lost communication with the satellite, maybe because of a hard landing. Just yesterday, ISRO had posted a news that they have located the Vikram lander. It is not in its proper position, it's a tilted position, but they are still trying to establish communication contact with the Vikram lander, and they are all very hopeful that something will come out good. So the headquarters of ISRO is at Bangalore, or in Bangalore, in this state of Karnataka. So where is the headquarters? Answer will be A, Bangalore. Please note it down. These are all important questions for you from this Chandrayaan-2 mission. One question from the mission is definite in your examination, and I'm covering all aspects of this mission for you. So question number 5, again linked with the Chandrayaan-2 mission. What is the name of the satellite launch vehicle? SLV, that is satellite launch vehicle. The short form is SLV, that was used in the Chandrayaan-2 mission. So this the launch vehicle is the big thing that you see, the rocket type of thing that you see whenever you see in a movie or in real time any launch is happening. So this is the launch vehicle which takes the satellite into orbit, and then from the orbit the vehicle detaches, and then further the satellite propels itself towards whichever course it wants to go. So satellite launch vehicle, what was the name or what type of SLV, what type of satellite launch vehicle was used in the Chandrayaan 2 mission? Now we have different here: PSLV, GSLV, Mach 3, GSLV and ASLV. So the right answer, if you know the right answer, you can post the answer in the comment section. I'm stressing so much on this mission Chandrayaan 2 that because I'm pretty sure and 100% confident that at least one question from Chandrayaan 2 will be in your examination. So what you can do is you can note down the answer is GSLV Mach 3. And for future space exploration missions, all of the missions that are planned, like the Shukrayaan for Jupiter or the Gaganyaan or the Aditya 1 mission, all of these are based will be using the GSLV Mach 3 satellite launch vehicle. Okay, that's your answer for question number 5, and that's linked again with Chandrayaan 2 mission. Let's move on to the next question for you. This is from the field of international affairs. Robert Mugabe, who passed away at the age of 95 on September 6, 2019, was the former president of which of the following countries? There are 4 answer options in front of you: Zimbabwe, Ghana, Kenya, and none of these. So if you know the right answer for this question, post the answer in the comment section. If you don't know, please make a note of this question and write down. It's an important question, very likely in your examination, and because this is an important affair in the international in the case of international affairs, an important GK question for you. Robert Mugabe, a very popular political figure in Africa, who passed away at the age of 95 on September 6, was the former president of which of the following countries? Now the right answer is Zimbabwe. Right, so note down the right answer. Zimbabwe, which was earlier known as Rhodesia and now it is known as Zimbabwe, is the correct answer. Question number 6, answer option A. Let's move on, students, now to the next question, and here comes the question for you. Prime Minister Narendra Modi attended the 5th Eastern Economic Forum at which of the following places? Now there are 4 answer options. Read the 4 answer options, and if you know what is the right answer for this question, post the answer in the comment section. You can write down the name of the entire city, or you can type 7 and then type the answer option A, B, C or D. So one is Vladivostok, second is Moscow, third is Sochi, and the 4th one is Volgograd. All of these are cities in Russia. The 5th Eastern Economic Forum was held at Russia, and this was in news particularly because Prime Minister Narendra Modi had opened a $1 billion line of credit for development of eastern parts of Russia. So that's how this was in news, and the fact that India has offered $1 billion line of credit, that is quite commonly known. But where was this 5th East Asia Eastern Economic Forum Summit? 5th Eastern Economic Forum Summit was held in which of the following cities? The correct answer, student, here is Vladivostok. That's answer option A. That is an important thing, and also you should remember that India has offered a $1 billion line of credit for developing Eastern Russia. Alright, now let's move on to question number 8. Which company would be acquiring 20% stake in Reliance oil refinery and chemical business? So which foreign company, if I put it that way, is going to invest and acquire 20% stake in Reliance oil refinery and chemical business? There are 4 answer options in front of you. If you are familiar with the answer, post the answer in the comment section. If you're not familiar, please note down the question and write down the correct answer so that you can revise it in the future. So there are answers. We have Sinopec, Exxon Mobil, Saudi Aramco and Kuwait Petroleum. This entire business deal of the acquisition of 20% stake in Reliance's oil refinery and chemical business was in the main headlines of most of the newspapers and discussed on different business forums across the world and in different social media and online news channels. So the right answer is Saudi Aramco. Saudi Aramco is the company which is acquiring 20% stake and investing huge money in Reliance's oil refinery and chemical business. Question number 8, answer option C. So now we are moving on to the next question for this GK session for you. Remember, all of these questions have been selected very carefully for you, keeping in mind the questions which have highest probability to come in your examination. So whether you be a student who is giving banking examination, government, semi-government examinations like SSC, UPSC, exams like CLAT, that is for common law admission test, or any other MBA or aptitude test in which GK is a part of your preparation, then these questions you will see in your examination. This is a very high probability questions for you. Now question number 9, Yudh Abhyas 2019 is a joint military exercise between India and which other country? So if you watch my previous videos on current affairs, which we have done right from the month of Feb onwards till August, you will find that I have covered every joint military exercise between India and other countries. So there's India and Israel, India and France, India and Sri Lanka, India and Australia, India and America. For every country I have covered with you the joint military exercise, whether that exercise has taken place in India or abroad. We have done in detail all of those questions. So Yudh Abhyas 2019 is a joint military exercise between India and which other country? The correct answer here is America. So this is a joint military exercise between India and the USA, and this exercise is going on in the United States of America. Okay, Yudh Abhyas 2019, joint military exercise between India and America. That was question number 9 for you, and now we move to question number 10 and see what is question number 10. Alright students, let's look at question number 10. What is the name of the founder of ISRO whose 100th birthday was marked by Google by dedicating a doodle? So normally every day you will see that Google dedicates a doodle to one of the famous personalities in the world, present or past, who have played an important role in the development of the world and towards a large section of the society. So on the 100th birth anniversary of this person, who is the founders of ISRO, Google again dedicated a doodle. So anyhow, the question is, who is this person? What is the name? I have told you earlier also the answer while discussing about Chandrayaan. The name of the person is Vikram Sarabhai, and it is on the name of this person, Vikram Sarabhai, the lander was named Vikram for the mission of Chandrayaan 2. Alright. So answer option C for question number 10. Let's move on to the next question for the day, and let's see if you have any information about this question. Who is currently ranked ranked 1 among batsmen? So number 1 ranked batsman in the ICC Test cricket ranking that was recently released in the first week of September. Who is ranked 1? Is it Virat Kohli, the captain of India, or Steve Smith, or Kevin Peterson, or is the answer none of these? So who is currently ranked 1 in the list of batsmen in the ICC Test cricket ranking? Number 1 ranked batsman. So the correct answer, if you don't know, is Steve Smith. Virat Kohli was the number 1 ranked batsman in the ICC Test ranking, but recently in the first week of September, Steve Smith replaced him, and now Steve Smith is the first ranked batsman in the Test ranking published by ICC annually. So question number 11 is done. Let's move on to question number 12 and look at this question. Which state launched on 15th of August a program called Village Volunteer System aimed at providing government services at doorsteps of people? So government services will be provided at the doorsteps of people so that they don't have to go searching for jobs, and jobs come to their doorsteps, and so that people who are disadvantaged or underprivileged, not privileged, don't have access to internet, don't miss out on the opportunity of getting a government job. So this very positive step has been taken by the state of Andhra Pradesh. That's answer option to question number 12. The answer is A. Andhra Pradesh is that state which has launched this village volunteer system. Question number 12 is done. I hope you have noted down the question, and let's move on to question number 13 here. Very important question from your exam point of view. Defense based questions, any defense acquisition, defense event, frequently they have come in the previous exams also as questions. Okay, so look at the question, note it down if you don't know, if you're not familiar with this question, and if you are familiar and if you know the right answer for this question, please post the answer in the comment section. See, when you interact in the class, when you participate in the class, then you can extract the maximum benefit from a live class. That's one thing that you should keep in mind. Okay, what is the name of the combat helicopters that were inducted? What is the name of the combat helicopters that were, so you can say that, were inducted into the Indian Air Force on September 3, 2019. So very recent current affairs, and these helicopters were inducted on September 3rd, 2019. Now, what is the name of the combat helicopters? So they have four answer options in front of you. One is Chinook, one is Black Hawk, one is Apache, and one is none of these. The correct answer here is Apache. Apache is the name of this combat helicopter that was inducted in the army. Chinook and Black Hawk, all of these are American. Apache is a helicopter made by the Boeing company. Chinook is a larger double propeller helicopter which are normally used for, it's also for combat purpose, but normally used for ferrying soldiers into the battlefield and some of the equipments into the battlefield. But Apache is a full-blown combat helicopter with all types of artillery placed on it and used extensively by America in different wars. So very important, and a good acquisition by India to further strengthen its helicopter squads. Question 13, the answer is C. Let's move on to the 14th question and see what is the 14th question. Alright students, here comes the 14th question. What is the name of former Indian cricketer and national selector who recently passed away at the age of 57? So one of the national selectors and former Indian cricketer, well-known cricketer, passed away recently at the age of 57. Now the question is, what is the name of this former Indian cricketer? If you know the name of the cricketer, please post the answer in the comment section. If you don't know, note down the question and write down the correct answer. What is the right answer for this question, students? The right answer for this question is V.B. Chandrasekhar. V.B. Chandrasekhar is that cricketer who passed away, unfortunately, at the age of 57. That's question number 14th, and I hope you have noted down the question. Let's move on to the next question for you, 15th question, and that is based on the official logo of Qatar 2022 FIFA World Cup. So very important question. Just recently it has come. Few websites have discussed about this. So here is a very important and unique question for you. So we know that in 2022, Qatar, which is one of the Middle Eastern countries, is going to host the prestigious and popular FIFA World Cup, and this is the first time that an Arab country is hosting the World Cup. So that's a very big occasion for the Arab countries, and to mark this occasion and the uniqueness of the occasion, Qatar had recently displayed, or you can say unveiled, its official logo for the 2022 Football World Cup, and in the capital of Qatar, that is Doha. And the question here is, what is the shape in which this particular logo is designed? So it's in the shape of which number? Is it 8931? So this logo that I'm talking about, this logo is in the shape of which number? Okay, the logo was unveiled recently. The World Cup in 2022 will be held in Qatar. The logo was unveiled in Doha, which is the capital of Qatar. All that's okay. But what does the logo represent? What number does the logo represent? Right? So the correct answer, student, here is the number 8. The logo is in the form of the number 8. And the reason behind that is the 8 venues, the 8 stadiums where the matches will be held. That is why the logo is in the form of 8. That's question number 15 for you. And let's move on to question number 16 now. India's first ever helicopter summit was held recently in which of the following cities? So there are 4 options in front of you. We have Pune, Dehradun, New Delhi, and Jaipur. So India's first ever helicopter summit was held in which of the following cities? Again, if you know the answer, you can post it in the comment section. If you don't know, write down the question and write down the correct answer. The correct answer is Dehradun. In the state of Uttarakhand, the first ever helicopter summit was held in the city of Dehradun, that's the capital of Uttarakhand. Question number 16 we have done, and now we move to question number 17. This is from the recently concluded US Open. Who among the following won the women's single title in the recently concluded US Open 2019? So we have the men's singles title was won by Rafael Nadal, so it was a huge occasion for him, the 19th Grand Slam for him, and that was quite a news. But again, sometimes we miss out on the other events. So what about the women's singles title? Who has won the women's singles title in the recently concluded US Open, the last of the 4 Grand Slams in a calendar year? The correct answer is Bianca Andreescu, who defeated Serena Williams in the final and defeated one of her idols. So she idolized Serena Williams, and she was very happy to be playing, opposite Serena Williams in the final match, and then she defeated her in 2 sets to 0. Bianca Andreescu. Question number 17. That is the right answer for this question. And now we'll move to the last question of the day. Government of Indonesia has announced to move its current capital from Jakarta to which of the following cities? So the government of Indonesia has proposed this, that they are finding Jakarta has become overpopulated. The population of Jakarta is around 10 million people, that's 1 crore people, and it's become overpopulated, and for that purpose they want to shift the capital to some other place which is less populated and easy, clean, not so polluted also, in a step to to also send a message that the best cities are not the ones which are big, but also the ones which have all civic amenities, less pollution and less population. So which is the place where they want to shift the capital to? Is it Palembang? All of these are cities of Indonesia: Palembang, Batam, Medan or Kalimantan. So it is Kalimantan. The Kalimantan, which is idyllic coast side beach city, small town you can say, is where they want to shift the. It is in the island of Borneo. This place called as Kalimantan, whereas Jakarta was in the island of Java. Okay, so they are shifting these this capital. They are planning to. They have not yet shifted. They are planning to. This is the proposal presented by the government to shift the capital from Jakarta to Kalimantan. So that's your answer for question number 18. So students, we have done 18 questions, very important critical questions from current affairs, which I believe will very much come in your examination if you're taking any of the competitive examinations which have current affairs as a part of the examination. So every Tuesday I'll be coming here and doing on online live class for you on through this particular HashLearn app, and bring to you the classes on aptitude, mathematics, current affairs and English, so that I can assist you in preparing for your examination and help you score high in the examination and fulfill your dreams. So I'll see you next Tuesday at 10:30 sharp with my class. Till then, thank you and keep watching our videos. If you have enjoyed the class, please like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much.